Hi everyone, this is Aaron, and today we're going to talk about Mac's Back to Mac event that happened. Some pretty interesting news, some new products and things like that, and we'll check those out in just a moment. Today, Apple announced the update to iLife, and now they're calling it iLife 11. The suite, which is actually right here, came out today, adds some updates for iPhoto, iMovie, GarageBand, and it's kind of a small update. Adds some better audio editing in iMovie, adds some new themes, which you see right now, add some differences to GarageBand to help you better sync things, some different learning updates to the tutorials they include, and for iPhoto, it now has a full screen mode for everything, and adds some different functionality for faces. There's not anything that's groundbreaking as far as the update's concerned, but it's a nice feature update. And at $50, it's not really a bad buy. It came out today, like I said. It comes free with any new Mac or $50 to update. And this update actually works, well, it works on all of your Macs, but is a license for any in your house. So that's a pretty nice change. There isn't a family pack, there's just one. Also, Apple announced FaceTime for the Mac. Now, a lot of us thought that this would be coming soon, that we'd be able to pick up our iPhone, and since we can make a call to the iPod Touch, why can't we make a call to a Mac, just like iChat does from computer to computer? Well, now we can, and actually the computer can call you directly using your contact list, and you can talk via the phone to the Mac, which is really pretty helpful. I've played around with it a couple times today already, and it works really well. I'm able to call the Mac if you have the person's contact and they're online, or they're able to call me, and it just is as simple as that. You click on the contact, click FaceTime call, and it rings the phone, and next thing you know, you're connected as long as you're on Wi-Fi with the thing. Apple today announced the upcoming version of OS X, and they're calling it Lion. Before, we saw the little invitation with the apple kind of kicked sideways there and a lion showing, so we kind of had that as an idea of what was coming. The interesting thing was some very big changes to the way the OS works as a whole. They took some ideas from iOS and kind of brought it back. So you've got some interesting things, such as your applications now install just like on an iPhone or iPod Touch or iPad. It's one-click install, and that's it. It isn't like there's an install process for anything. It's kind of a nice idea. Now, one thing that may make people really nervous is the Mac App Store. So this is very similar to the iPhone App Store and allows developers to submit their apps, do a 70-30 profit split, just like they can on an iPhone, and allow you to have one-click downloads right to your Mac. Actually, the demo was a purchase of the program Pages from the iWork suite, dropped right to the Mac, click it, it opens, you're in Pages editing right away. That may make some developers very nervous, because what if Apple is not clear on their development as far as what's accepted and what's not? If they accept everything, that's good. If they accept only specific apps, hopefully that doesn't limit us to just those apps on the Mac. I think that would be a detrimental move on the Mac side. If we can do both, we can do different, outside apps, kind of like you can with an Android phone on your Mac, or you can do with your Mac today. Hopefully, it stays that way, because if it doesn't, I think you're going to see some developers get pretty upset about that. So one of the big changes to OS X Lion is kind of the combination of expose and dashboard and spaces, and they kind of combine all into this nice little package that uses gestures from your Magic Mouse or Magic Trackpad to allow you to easily navigate back and forth. I'm assuming there's keystroke moves, but we don't know, as no one's really seen it. So what that means is it's all kind of combined into one. When you have an application open, you have all these different things open. It still blows out like Expose, but it also saves states of things and different applications and different windows for applications. And you really, if you haven't seen it, go check it out in the keynote, because it is pretty interesting and difficult to explain, but easy to show. One of the final things Apple showed with OS X Lion was the ability to kind of freeze the state of an app like you can on an iPhone or iPad with the pseudo multitasking that it does now. It actually will freeze the state. You can go back to whatever you want and come back to that app, and it's right where you left off. That could be pretty helpful as long as true multitasking stays, which it looks like it is. But that should be pretty helpful in when you want to leave multiple apps open and not use resources that are over here doing something for, say, iMovie and iPhoto. When you really want to be using Final Cut here, you've got those suspended and hopefully not using too many resources. And instead of having to close all those out, you can kind of just migrate away from that sort of thinking and open programs to your heart's content. And when you want to switch, it should suspend. Now, obviously, that's going to take memory, but if you have a lot, that shouldn't matter. We don't know any details on that. I'm kind of speculating on the way it actually works, but it sounds like a neat concept and something that's very, very interesting. Apple today announced the new MacBook Air. There's two different variants. There's an 11-inch and a 13-inch. 11 point something, 13 point something, but basically an 11-inch and a 13-inch MacBook Air. Now, what makes these MacBook Airs different is that they're all solid state. They don't have the option for an optical drive. They don't have a hard drive. They have solid state RAM. They also have huge battery capacity and up to 5 and 7 hours of life and instant on, instant off. I'm not sure that's going to be much different than Suspend on your normal MacBook or Sleep, but it should be pretty quick to boot up with a solid state drive in it. Now, they are a bit pricey. They start at $999, and their specs are kind of low for the processors. They're kind of like the netbook of Apple, but they start at $999 and go up from there, depending on the version. So check them out at the Apple Store. They're actually pretty nice little, insanely thin, tiny MacBooks. And I haven't seen one in a store yet. They're not there yet, but when I get a chance, that'd be something neat to kind of compare. So there was a lot that went on. I'm going to get back to checking out some new things in iLife. Be sure to check back. I got some reviews coming up and some giveaways. This is Aaron. We'll see you next time, and thanks for watching.